What's the most important thing you think you've ever learned overall?
I think we touched on this already, but for me, it's that I'm the author of my own reality and that there's nothing that I cannot have that I'm truly supposed to have, and that everything is going to arrive in divine timing. And so, like, even though sometimes I have to be reminded of that lesson, but I know it. Like, I know it, and I'm able to tell it to other people way more confidently than sometimes I'm able to live it in my own life. But I'm just like, you can change that, right? You have the power. Like, you are really powerful. And sometimes I'm saying it to people and I'm like, they're like, powerful, like what type of powers? Well, tap in. Tap
Okay.
in.
Get me some flow out of water.
I
No.
don't even know what that is, but now I'm going to look it up. Like,
Okay.
tap all the way in. Like, that's the
Yeah.
most important lesson I've learned. Just in, like, even little things where I'm like been thinking about it or praying about it, and then to see it come to pass, I'm just like, oh, that too. Oh, wait, that too. And so, yeah.
Yeah. And that takes me back to my intro because I ask, do you know, or no, I say, I feel like I should just show it to you. Let me see. Let me see if I can just pull it up and share my screen with you so you can see it because, yeah, like, let me see if I can show it to you.
That's dope. Because you had kind of said that, and I was like, that's my answer, because I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure I remember. And I was like, yeah.
But that's our synchronicity. That's just everything lining up for us and talking about divine timing. Like I released that last episode of my friend Ocular, and what we were talking about in that snippet was just timing. And she was like, it doesn't matter when you put it out. If it's good, it's gonna go. And then yesterday she had posted that she had scheduled her readings, her tarot readings and stuff like that. And that's what she was talking about in the episode. She was like, the quarantine is giving me the time to sit down and plan it. And that was like in April or May. So that was already like 4 months ago. But this came out right when she needed that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
always is.
mm-hmm,
Always is. But I told you, I started Brown Girls a long time ago, right? And it was a
mm-hmm.
slow crawling. A couple of months, about a month or two ago, I had maybe 300 followers. And I was kind of getting a little like, man, when is this going to take off? But then I got back in the right frequency, and I was like, the people who need to see it are going to see it. And
Yeah.
I said, whoever I touch, I'm going to touch. One post I put up with at the end of that post, kind of, I call it a mini viral situation. I was over 1,000 followers, like
Wow.
within like a week. And so I'm just like, and then after that, I hit another block because I was like, what if I can't do, what if this is it? What if this is
Girl, whatever. You already know that whatever you're supposed to be doing or however it's supposed to be for you is absolutely going to go.
Do you know? Because they've done so much work to erase who we are and the power that we have. So it's about the remembering, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's about remembering who you are.
Yeah. And I feel like you doing your work and, me continuing to do this, we're just all going to align and burst with creativity and just
Mhm.
give the people what they need to see and hear and experience so that we can all grow.
So that's what it's about. One of my good friends right now, she like has spent her entire professional career as like a accountant and financial analyst and everything, like super corporate business. And now she's working on her certification to become a yoga instructor. And she's just like, Kim, I've never felt more connected to my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. And she's just really into mindfulness. And she's the person I can go to with all my woo woo and everything, because
Hmm.
she's also received it. And we've been friends since seventh grade. And I'm just like, isn't it so funny that we've both been on these different paths and we both come right back here, like at the same time. We're both here, and we're like, it's not a coincidence that we were friends and that we met, and the things that we're going to be eventually be able to do together with both of these passions and purposes. And it's just beautiful to see,
It really is. And I
like,
think that's
everybody
what,
coming into their own.
hmm
Everyone's waking up, and it's just beautiful.
it really is. And I think that's what 2020 is for. And I felt like a victim because I was a little bit ahead of the game with the information last year.
Mm-hmm.
but it was good because I wouldn't be where I am right now trying to say, hey, come on, it's okay. Because even if when I look back at some of those posts, I was like, everybody should be united. Come on, wake up. Come on, do this, do this, do this. And I didn't even know why I was saying all that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's because now that's where we are. So like I felt like a psycho because I was like living in 2020 by myself.
Saying,
But
guys, come on.
but I mean it's okay because I needed that time to do the healing that I did. I mean, I still got a ways to go, but I mean, I'm proud of myself, and you should be proud of you too.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Me too.
I'm so glad you had me on today.
Me too. I appreciate it.
Yep. I'm gonna have to come back.
Yes. I think I'm trying to do a live thing where I have people come through and we talk about our stuff and what we do and just being spiritual Black women.
And you're definitely
publicly.
gonna have to come on Brown Girls and do that because we a week or two ago I did a live meditation and it was really, really good. And so the same thing, just having these types of conversations on that platform I think would be beautiful to see because we need to get the word out, babe.
Yeah, I will definitely come. I'll bring my Florida water. This is like cologne, but it's used to like raise your vibration or
Okay, because I was about to ask. I'm like, now what? Because it's in a song. What song? Solange.
yeah.
Okay.
She's like, you can't be washed away, not even in that Florida water.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
no, what? I've heard it. Okay.
And you know what else about that song? One time I was watching, I guess, the visual album, and I was like, I feel like she's talking directly to me because she was talking about lack and just being in that sort of negative state. Like if you watch I think it's that one. If you watch the visual, it's like a lady by herself
I've
watching.
never watched the visual album for.
Let me make sure I'm not going crazy because I might have been having another episode. But I feel like in that there was a lady by herself and she was sort of rotting as she was watching these other Black women commune across the street from her. And I was like, I feel like that's me because I had so much issues with trust and building relationships with other women, which I wanted to be able to trust and have those relationships. But the sister relationship that I had was so toxic that every relationship that I had, I expected it to be like that. So I instantly was like, well, I don't all the way trust you because bitches be on that bullshit.
Yeah, y'all be about yourselves.
Right. But I think that's what's important about creativity because that's what we do for each other. It's show that imagery, like, hey, you should love others. You should allow other people to be close to you because I mean, you can't grow otherwise. You'll be rotting by yourself. I need to go back and look at that.
Okay, and I'm about to look it up because I haven't seen it.
I'm like, what is the name of that song even?
I know, but I'm like, I'll be listening.
Yeah.
We all know what it is. We just don't. I don't know all the words. That's all. But I'll listen to it and dance to it.
She's
I think
so
I got a
interesting.
video of me dancing to it.
Do you really? She's so interesting to me.
Yeah, look up.
She's so interesting to me.
And then I think she's made Beyonce more interesting. But that's
yes, because I think Beyonce was the one who was like, well, people pleasing. I gotta be like this because they won't accept me like that. I'm like, do you know that you could be like, I'm wearing a brown bag on my head for the rest of my life, and people be like, me too.
Me too. I'm going. I have what she's having.
Yes, I'm wearing a brown bag on my head, and if a bitch not wearing a brown bag on her head, then she can't be my friend because that's what Beyonce be doing. Like she could literally do anything.
And I'm so glad she's using her voice now.
Me too. Man, that whole I
charge my crystals in a full moon.
Black Parade, baby. That whole entire the Gift album, even when it first came out, before the Blackest King came out,
Yeah.
I felt very connected because I was by myself in 2020, back last year. So I felt very connected to it because I was like, yes, this is what I have been feeling. And this is what I feel like I've been saying to people, but no one's been listening. But here's Beyonce talking about how we have power.
Yes.
And then, of course, this year, everybody's like, yeah, we do. Yeah, we got power. I'm like, yeah, I've been saying that shit, but okay.
Like, you're not just I just love it. I love Bigger. That's one of my favorite songs. Like, I'll listen
Oh,
to that to get my day started. Like, I'll be like, yes, you're part of
girl.
something bigger. Like, I love it. And the first time I heard it was last year when I was heading to Austin for my first commercial. And like, it came
I
right
remember whenever you did that.
because I was like already feeling a little self-conscious and all that. And I was like, I felt so empowered hearing that. And then the brown skin girl, I was crying in my car. I was like, this is the perfect album to listen to.
Yes, that's part of my routine now too. Already, I'd be like,
All right,
let them
girl.
know I'm a king. Like,
I love the whole thing. Tia was over here the other day, and she was like, "Yeah, I watched it again. She watched Blackest King again. And she was like, it just makes me feel good."
it's so good, blessing me with these meditation tips. Because I mean, I'm just not really super good at meditating because of the stillness. Like my body, like that's why I sweat. And look at all the sweat. I just because my body is like
Listen, I'm
nonstop.
releasing this also September 1st. I'm releasing this, and it's gonna
Okay.
be my Brown Girls Meditate. It's a 21-day like challenge practice or whatever. So it gives you the prompts, it gives you the mantras, everything for 21 days. Place to journal and write down your reflections. So I made it. It's a beginner's guide. So I'm
Okay.
like, it's gonna be an easy way to kind of get people into the flow of things. So
Yeah. Because I mean, I lay there and just get quiet and like I can do, but that's like silence. So like if there's like something for me to be, because really what I like to do is write afterwards. So like that would be cool.
yeah, it gives you a space to write like what comes up, what came up for you during that. Because lately, even with grief, like sometimes I'll be doing something completely different, but then it'll start to bring up memories or feelings, or I'll smell something or whatever during that meditation. But it's not a sad crying. It's like freeing. It's like, oh, yeah, I got to be in that space for a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful, girl. Don't get me started again. We're gonna have a whole nother episode.